Ben.
Hey, Pete. Can you get into a little bit your decision to start Robin Lehner tonight, and what do you think of his performance?
Well, he was excellent. I knew he'd be good. There was a lot of things went into it. We just played, I think tonight was our 17th game in 33, 34 nights. We wouldn't be here without Flower and how he's played for us. But it's a lot of hockey and 2 emotional series that were both really hard fought. When you look at the numbers in the league, I think he's tied with Vasilevsky for most starts in the playoffs so far, and he's 10 years older than Vasilevsky. So for me, knowing Lenny, knowing how hard he's worked, knowing the goalie he is, the gamble to play him, having not played a lot lately, was no bigger than the gamble of playing a fatigued, in my mind, goalie, with no rest really on the horizon.
Go to Ed Graney.
Hey, Ed.
Pete, Max talked about this, and then Robin somewhat talked about this, but when you make this decision, I guess how easy is it that he actually was a good teammate, as Max said all along, that you didn't have to deal with someone, at least outwardly, that wanted to play or was negative about it? They said he was the best teammate as he sat.
Robin, you mean?
Yes, Robin.
Yeah, he was excellent. I mean, you know what? Listen, he might have the toughest job in hockey, playing behind a legend in Flower, and how he's handled that, I think, has earned the respect of everybody in our dressing room. And that's not stuff that people see, but it's genuine. And he's a good man and a good teammate, and played a hell of a game for us tonight.
We'll go to Justin Emerson.
Justin.
Hi, Pete. I guess how long had you decided that you were going to go with Robin Lehner for this game? And how much, if at all, did Fleury's play at the end of the third period last night affect your decision?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. The play at the end of the third period had zero to do with the decision. I think during that 30-something days, the last month of hockey that Flowers played, I think we've had only 2 days, two situations where we've had more than a day off of rest. One of them was game 1 of this series. He was lights out on 2-3 days of rest when we started the series against Montreal in game 1. But it's impossible not to wear the playoff trail, and from a fatigue point of view. So the mishandle had nothing to do with it. We talked going into the playoffs about using our depth. Our depth's our greatest strength in this organization and with this team, in my mind. And we haven't been afraid to do that. We haven't been afraid to do it on defense. We've used 7. We haven't been afraid to do it up front. Sakura, Brown, different guys, Glasser's played a game. Different guys have come in and got the job done for us, and we're not going to be afraid to do it in net. It's the strength of the team.
Go to Jesse Granger.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Pete, you used the word "not afraid" a few times in there, and you've talked about you've taken guys out of the lineup after good games, after big wins. Can you talk about the pressures that a coach faces this time of year with the lineup decisions, and just kind of how you've stuck to your guns and gone with what you think is right in the moment?
Yeah, well, I mean that you hit it right on the head. I mean, my only responsibility is to the men in that room, and making sure that I'm making the right decisions in order to give them the best chance to win. And that's the only factor that goes into that mix when I'm making those calls.
We'll go to David Shane.
David.
Hi, Pete. I may have phrased this a little bit different had the outcome been different, but just how deep did you guys have to dig? How much did you guys just put into this game for this result?
Well, we did. Obviously, they pushed in the first period. I'm sure despite the fact they won last game, I'm sure they weren't happy with their play. I thought, we carried a lot of game 3. So we knew they'd push, and the first period, we were just weathering the storm. Lenny made some saves. We talked between the first and second about getting into the fight and the battle a little bit more as a group and finding a way. And a lot of character in that room. That's not the first time we've faced adversity and risen to the occasion.
We'll take a couple more for the coach. Mark Spector.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Pete. I don't know if you've ever had an experience. I'm sure you have in your many years. Nicholas Roy scores this goal. His folks are in the stands. He's a kid from this little town in Quebec. He's probably scored this overtime goal in the Bell Center on his driveway like 5,000 times in his life, right? I don't know if you ever got a chance to score a goal in the old Maple Leaf Gardens, but can you riff on what it's like to see a kid like that score that goal? It must be kind of fun when you know him as well as you do.
Yeah, you're just so excited for him. I mean, you couldn't have a better ending and a better place and a better guy for it to happen to. English is a second language for him from the town he comes from. It's a tiny little town way up in northern Quebec. A lot of pride in him playing in the NHL, and then to come into Montreal and score an overtime goal like that in front of family and friends and everybody watching is it's a dream come true for a young guy. So you just gives you goosebumps.
Our last question will be Kevin McGrain.
Kevin.
Pete, about the goalies, but sort of bigger picture. I mean, what's the best way in your experience at all levels, really, of handling goalies, both of whom want to play, both of whom often deserve to play over the course of the season and playoffs? What's the best way a coach can approach that dynamic?
Well, I think you approach those situations like you do all situations with players, with as much honesty and integrity as you can. I think the message to the room, and there can't be any doubt in this, is that the decisions we're going to make are for one reason only, and that's to give us the best chance to win the next game. There's no other agenda. And I think, if players know that, they can live with bad news.
Thanks very much, Pete.
Thank you.